Hello, friends. A very warm welcome to everyone. I hope you're able to hear me out. And if you can hear me out, can you just give me a thumbs up in the chat window so that we can be sure that everything is fine and then we can start this session. A very warm welcome to everyone. Fine. So I've got a signal from my technical team that everything is working fine. So I welcome you all once again. How is your preparation going for SEBI? Tell me, guys. Have you covered everything, or still lot to be covered, or you're just doing revision? How's your preparation going? How's your preparation going on, guys? I hope you have studied everything and you are on the revision path now, and you would be practicing a lot of MCQs. And I know many of you would be in dilemma how to prepare now because phase one was bit a bit skewed, I would say. I mean, the paper was not in line with what we were expecting, though it was easy. So I am getting a very different kind of comments. Some people are saying they are bored revising again and again. Some people are saying lot of content still to be done, just going on. Well done to everyone. At least you're sticking your head out here. I know it's not easy. Some of you might have been preparing since April last year, so it's almost 1 year now, and you would be believing now that you can make it to the final list, and I wish you best of luck for that. Well, from EduTap, so somebody commented that we have not been that proactive with respect to phase two. Yes, guys, I admit that we could have done much more for you guys on YouTube. But I think there were a lot of factors like RBI notification came, the pattern changed, and all those things. But still, we did a lot, right? So a lot of extra topics have been added in your course by the name SEBI Gr A additional topics. So I hope you are doing them, right? And apart from that, we are also starting extra edge marathon sessions. Right. These are extra edge marathon sessions. I'll explain what do we mean by extra edge, right? And what we are going to cover in these marathon sessions that I am going to explain you now. So what are these extra edge marathon sessions? So these extra edge marathon sessions, first of all, we are not going to cover anything which is already part of syllabus. That is already given in the course, and I am sure you guys would have already done it or you would have planned to do it, right? So there is no point in taking sessions on the same thing on YouTube, especially when most of the guys are worried about that what if some extra out of syllabus questions are asked in the exam. So to tackle that, what we are doing, we have come up with extra edge marathon sessions. Like, so these sessions will give you some extra edge in terms of that we shall going to cover some topics from which questions can be asked based upon our learning from phase one, but still they are out of syllabus. Right, so there shall be 4 extra edge marathon sessions. The dates are 21st Feb, 22nd Feb, 23rd Feb, and 24th Feb. The timing is 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Now here there is little bit of clash with respect to mock test, which is scheduled. All India mock test is scheduled on 21st Feb. But don't worry. So we shall start this first session a little bit late, maybe 15 minutes late, right? Because your test will get finished by 3:40. So we will change that. We will change the timing of the first session to avoid the clash. But after that, the timing will remain the same. That is 3:30 to 5:30. 4 sessions. The topics that we are going to cover in these 4 sessions are GST and income tax in the first one, Indian Contract Act, Depository Act, and Securities Contract Act in the second one. Very important, especially when I see the phase one papers. I think there can be a lot of questions, at least one or two, that can be asked. I mean, if they are hell bent on putting something from anywhere, then this can be a good target for them. Then in accounts, there are a lot of topics, but I think the most two important topics which needs to be covered are partnership accounts and joint venture. And then we are going to do some miscellaneous acts in the last session. So what do I mean by miscellaneous acts? In this, we can do Negotiable Instruments Act, we can do Evidence Act, we can do IBC. So lot of these which come into miscellaneous picture, right? And all these sessions would be taken by Rajat sir. So he is preparing extensively for these sessions and he shall come up with some good set of MCQs and explanation of those MCQs to cover these topics, right? So I'm sure these sessions are going to be helpful to you, and these sessions will basically reduce your anxiety which you have with respect to that what if some questions are asked from income tax, GST, depository. So don't worry, if you attend these sessions, I think these topics shall be covered extensively through MCQs and you will have a good hold over these topics, right? And apart from that, guys, I would just like to tell you uh, that we have added a course in your bundles by the name SEBI Grade A additional topics. So, right, so this is a course that have been added to your bundles who are subscribers of the paid course. In that course, we have added a lot of topics related to security market. SM stands for security market and accounts. For example, in accounts, we have not only added partnership accounts and joint ventures, we have also added insurance accounts, branch accounts, right? So all that have been added which are related to accounts but not part of your syllabus. But let me tell you, partnership accounts is the most important thing. And in securities market, we have added topics like Securities Contract Act, Depository Act, Securities Contract Regulations, right? Then ICDR regulations, LODR regulations, all that have been added in the security market part of this course, which has been added in your bundles, right? But anyways, these sessions, these four sessions, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, are absolutely free. These would be taken on YouTube, right? And we are going to cover these topics through MCQs. I hope I am clear on this. In case anybody has any doubt, please ask. Right, so the topics are clear, the dates are clear, and the time is clear, except for the first session. As I told you, there is a clash between the timing of this session and the SEBI All India mock test. So we shall change the timing of the first session a little bit. There is a clash of around 10 minutes, but apart from that, the standard time is 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. In case you have any query related to this schedule, please let me know. I'll take your other queries later. Murli is saying, please conduct marathon session as conducted for phase 1. Murli, I don't think they are going to add any value. You can watch those sessions again. We covered a lot of important MCQs in those sessions. You can watch them again. I think at this point in time, my agenda, our agenda is to reduce the anxiety among the students related to certain topics which they feel can be the game changer, though we are not clear whether these topics are important for the exam or not. But depending upon what came in phase 1, I think you should do these topics. Right? Fine. So this is the plan. I hope you are clear, and I will assume that you will all be joining. These sessions are going to be good value add for your exam, and Rajat sir is preparing very extensively for these sessions. Right. Now I want to give few more updates, guys. So first of all, SEBI call letter for phase 2 was released on 1st of Feb. I hope you would have taken a note of that, and in that it was mentioned that scientific calculators are allowed in the exam. So we are receiving a lot of queries that now, since scientific calculators are allowed, what are the repercussions of this? I would say that yes, scientific calculators are allowed, but that will not change uh, the type of questions being asked in the exam. Yes, one or two numericals can be asked here and there, but again, since first of all the exam is still of 40 minutes, I don't expect them to ask a lot of numericals in those 40 minutes. Next is, what can be scientific calculator useful for? Only for bonds or derivatives? Apart from that, whatever numericals you have in ratios, or you have in costing, or you have in you can say your accounting, right? Their scientific calculators are not allowed, not required. So even if scientific calculators would not have been allowed, still the expectation of the exam should have remained the same, except that now with scientific calculators they can ask some questions on bonds or derivatives. Those are the only two chapters which I feel where a numerical can be asked, which requires a scientific calculator to be used. So do not read too much into this. I think it's a general thing. They have allowed a calculator, and since there are many streams, they have in general mentioned that scientific calculators are allowed. I think it would be required more for civil or electrical engineering stream rather than for general stream. But still, you should not leave the numericals. At least try to do the basic numericals, especially for marginal costing, then uh, standard costing, ratios, derivatives. These you should do definitely, right? Then marks were released on phase on 10th Feb for phase 1. So marks were released. There were some candidates who were feeling that they had done a very good paper but they could not make it. I hope they would have now got the clarity that why they could not make it to phase 2. But the criteria by SEBI remained the same, that all those who get 30% in paper 1, 40% in paper 2 and 40% overall cleared phase 1. So there was no change in the criteria, but I was amazed to find out that still based upon this criteria only around 10,000 to 12,000 people could clear phase 1, when around more than 1 lakh kind of filled the form. So that was really something amazing for me. I mean, I didn't expect that only 10,000 would be serious candidates. But anyways, right, out of these 10,000 or 12,000, whosoever has cleared SEBI phase 1, I'm sure. I mean, many again would not be serious candidates because paper was easy. So many people who have not read anything, they were still able to clear phase 1. But I think they are working hard now. That's the good point. So it's going to be a lot of competition. Now, if we see RTI filed by some people, to which SEBI has replied that what are the maximum and minimum marks obtained in journal stream. So in paper 2, that is your paper of costing, economics, management, all those subjects, the highest marks under unreserved category is 95. That's huge, guys. 95 marks somebody has scored out of 100, right? OBC also 95, SC 87.5, ST 87.5, and EWS the highest marks is 92.5, right? And the minimum marks obtained in paper 2 of phase 1 is 0 under most of these categories except 7.50 in EWS. So my intention is to show you the highest marks, that highest marks are on very higher side, 95, almost 90 in almost all the categories, and in unreserved and OBC it's 95. So it seems people were very well prepared for this exam. Scoring 95 in a competitive exam is not an easy thing, that too objective, right? So please be putting all your effort in the next 7-8 days, whatever it is with you. There is going to be intense competition, but I don't think paper is going to be really tough, right? So don't assume that paper is going to be really tough in phase 2. Phase 1 was easy but phase 2 would be really tough. Nothing like that. But yes, it might be little logical because phase 1 was like, no, it's just it looked like a general knowledge paper to me rather than a pure paper 2 which consisted of costing, finance, management, economics type questions, right? So I wish you best of luck once again, and in case you have any queries now, please feel free to ask them. I will be available for next 5 minutes to answer your queries in this session because I have a next session scheduled at 4 o'clock. Shivam Sharma is saying he scored 188.91, 95 in paper 2. So Shivam is the one who has scored 95, and I know 2 other candidates who have scored 95. So it seems there are a lot of candidates who have scored 95. That is the highest marks in paper 2 phase 1. Congrats Shivam, sorry. So I wish you best of luck to you also. May you see your name in the final list. Anil Dhillo is asking current affair की क्या relevance है. Anil, I don't think current affairs are that much relevant, but at least you should be aware of what has been released in the economic survey and budget. But don't keep on reading too many current affairs. You can do that only if you have time. I don't see that there shall be a lot of questions in phase 2 from current affairs. Even in phase 1, there weren't many. But do read about latest budget and economic survey. अब बजट या इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में से क्या पढ़ना है वो आप समरी कर लीजिए. आई थिंक दैट वुड बी सफिशिएंट. रिसर्च स्ट्रीम के लिए कुछ टिप्स. सॉरी कुमार, आई डोंट हैव एनी टिप्स फॉर रिसर्च स्ट्रीम एज ऑफ नाउ. Aman is asking, do we need to carry our own calculator? No, Aman, you need not carry your own calculator. It's very clearly mentioned in the call letter that you would be given an on-screen scientific calculator. Surbit is asking, please have a session on how the interface for English paper is. There is a lot of confusion regarding the same. Surbit, I take your feedback. We shall try to have a session on this, though I cannot promise, but I'll request Narvi sir to spend some time and take a session on this. Fine, guys. I think that's it. Uh, there are not many queries coming, and whatever is coming, I think they are just out of context. So I wish you best of luck once again, and let's meet on 27th with the answer key and see how many marks you guys are scoring in phase 2. Thank you. Bye bye.